Welcome everybody to MarketStream.live. My name is Joseph Cusick with the Cusick Group. This is where we cover everything that's going on in Europe, and there's quite a bit. We had the European Central Bank, the ECB, come out this morning. They gave their rate decision. No change. No change in interest rates in Europe. That was expected. What everybody was waiting for was the statement, and there was really no notable change in the statement that I could see initially right now with their policy, except for the fact that they wanted to reiterate and basically highlight that they will and they can extend or increase net asset purchases for the foreseeable future if they need to. So that was notable. That put some pressure on the euro currency. We see that the euro-US dollar pair right now, where the euro is actually underperforming the performance of the US dollar, it's trading down ever so slightly right now, but there has been some strength as of late in the euro, especially after the initial vote in France. That put some relief on the currency. The currency popped. It's now trading down today on the fact that the ECB is not moving rates, and again, nothing has really changed, which basically lends to some potential unwinding of certain trades. We'll watch to see if the euro gets a little bit weaker here during the session, and it's actually trading right off of its lows. Let's see if that dollar strength also is going to catalyze that. Now let's take a look at some of the larger indices. We're going to start in Germany and the DAX. The DAX performance right now is down 18 early in the session at 12,454. What's notable here is that financials are down, and that's basically on the news that the ECB is doing nothing with interest rates. Also, there could be some trimming of profits, especially in that sector. It's been a pretty high-performing sector over the last few sessions. You could see still, though, that the German DAX, the bulls are in complete control at this juncture. We'll see as some more volatility starts to come into play as we get closer to the May 7th vote in France. There's some volatility there. Let's see if that actually starts to show up in the trading markets. Also, too, keep an eye on the German bond markets. Taking a look at the 10-year German government bond, you're seeing it's up about 22.5 cents right now at 99.02. That means yields are coming down on the 10-year in Germany. Could be a little bit, we want to keep an eye on that just because that gives us an idea, a pulse, if there is a shift, maybe potentially out of equities as we get closer to these events and potentially parking it in more risk, what would be considered risk-free assets like bonds. Taking a look at the UK, the FTSE right now is trading down 46. And you're starting to see that the downside is picking up here in Europe. As a matter of fact, you're seeing it right now dip below its 20 and its 50-day moving average. It settled above there last night, and we're seeing that being challenged right now. Most notable pressure is coming from miners. You're seeing the likes of BHP, Billiton, as well as Rio Tinto under pressure this morning. You are seeing, though, that home builders are moving to the upside. Let's see if that continues in London today. Also, taking a look at France. Obviously, we know about the election. It looks like this is, while Macron has what seems to be polling a significant lead, we're going to see if that actually continues. We know about pollsters and leads, don't we? But growth names and financials are under pressure. You see that the French CAC is down 20 at 52.6730. We're going to watch that very closely with the financials and growth names under pressure. That's going to put a little bit of a halt on what's been a very well-performing index after it bounced off of its 20-day moving average on the first initial vote on the 23rd. And now we're coming in and we're having this tight consolidation. There's going to have to be some conviction, and the data is not giving a lot of, let's say, catalysts right now for the upside. So we're going to see our earnings going to be, the catalyst. Speaking of earnings, there was actually an interesting earnings announcement in the session. I saw Nokia, and it's called Nokia OYJ. That's just basically the, we're taking a look at it trading on the French exchange right now. It's up 5.85%. Let's see if that impacts. They had positive earnings. So, it's almost up 6% this morning. They beat on their earnings side. Let's see if that actually resonates in Nokia on the open here in the States. This handset maker has been pretty beat up, and it's up 6.5% pre-market, as you can see here in the States. Earnings are going to be a driver right now, and earnings have been pretty solid. We're going to keep an eye on this. As a matter of fact, go back and check out the Strategy Now segment, as well as Tech Talk. I talked about some earnings names that we're announcing this morning. You check it out. You can see what Domino's did. You can check out what Love did. We're going to be talking about that, as a matter of fact, coming up in the next segment, which is going to be the opening bell here in the United States. That's going to be at 9:30 Eastern Time, 8:30 Central Time. So join me here at MarketStream.live.